So let's expand on that. Let's get you more. As far as the U.S. State Department is now concerned, that has now added TRF, which is the Resistance Front, as a designated foreign terror organization, or FTO, especially designated global terrorist as well. So what is the TRF? Let's put that out in perspective. TRF, which is a Lashkar proxy, a front that claimed responsibility initially for the 22nd of April Pahalgam terror attack, in which 26 innocent civilians were killed. This was the deadliest attack on civilians in India since Mumbai 2008 terror attack. That was also the LET hand behind it. Now remember, TRF initially claimed responsibility for several attacks against Indian security forces, including the recent Pahalgam terror attack, but later retracted its statements. Now this is coming across as a big development, as far as the United States had described Pahalgam attack as the deadliest strike on civilians, and now what is being said as far as the Resistance Front is concerned, which is also known as Kashmir Resistance, had claimed responsibility for the attack. However, a few days later, the group retracted the statement and denied any involvement. Lashkar-e-Taiba, which is an Islamist terror organization designated as a foreign terrorist group by the United States, has been also accused of carrying out several terror attacks in India and other parts of the world as well. So let's put that out as far as when it comes to the statement that has now been released, because the group, as far as LET is also concerned, has been accused of several devastating terror attacks that has now been conducted. Let's put out the statement exactly why we are calling it as a big diplomatic victory for India. This is coming across right at the time Pahalgam terror attack has happened. This is said to be one of the deadliest attacks that have happened, where civilians have been targeted. The United States has now designated TRF, which is the Resistance Front, as a terror organization. Also going on to say, as far as the TRF is concerned, it is a proxy, it is a front of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, also a designated terror organization, and the TRF initially claimed responsibility of the 22nd of April Pahalgam terror attack. However, it had later retracted its statement and denied any involvement in the terror attack. Now, this is coming across as a big affirmation. What is now being said, that informing when it comes to the strategic alliance of India and United States is concerned, US seems to be standing strong when it comes to India's fight against terror and enforcing Donald Trump's call for justice for the Pahalgam victims as well. This is now coming across as a big diplomatic win for India. Let's put out exactly what External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has now said, calling it as a big and a strong affirmation of India-U.S. counter-terrorism cooperation. Now, this is coming at a time, initially, when it comes to the Pahalgam terror attack, and on many accounts and on platforms, India tried to take up as far as its fight against terror is concerned, and particularly wanted to name and to call out the role of the TRF in Pahalgam terror attack is concerned. Now, what is being said, certain countries who defended the TRF didn't want its name to be included as far as in the United Nations is concerned. This is coming across as a big backing, and no less from the United States of America itself. Let's put out what Dr. S. Jaishankar says. A strong affirmation of India-U.S. counter-terrorism cooperation. Appreciate Secretary Rubio and the State Department for designating TRF, which is Lashkar-e-Taiba proxy, as a foreign terrorist organization and specially designated global terrorist. It claimed responsibility for the 22nd of April Pahalgam attack. Zero tolerance for terrorism, Operation Sindoor. That has been the statement coming in from the External Affairs Minister. Let's get in a word from Bhavtosh, who's joining us live right now. Bhavtosh, good morning. What does it mean as far as LET, which is already a designated terror organization, its offshoot has also now been recognized as one?
Good morning, Amita. It means that any assets or any bank accounts that TRF has, whether it's in US or whether it's in any part of the globe, that will be seized by US or by US Federal Probe agencies. And this means a lot for India. Remember, since 2019, after abrogation of Article 370, the terror group that have been carrying out most of the attacks in Kashmir and in the Kashmir Valley, it is TRF. Now, TRF is a new age terror organization that have, in fact, used social media not only to spread its tentacles, but also to spread fear among the people who are living in the Kashmir Valley, but also among individuals across the country. Now, they, in fact, had carried out killings of non-locals, also of locals. And it was an attack that took place in 2022 between Indian Army and TRF
Just
personnel.
interrupting you, Bhavtosh. Lieutenant General Chaturvedi sir is connected with us. Sir, good morning to you. What do you believe this is now coming across as a strong affirmation of India-U.S. counter-terrorism cooperation, with TRF now being designated as a global terror outfit?
That's absolutely correct. This TRF has been a terror organization, though till date it has not been recognized. It's only an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba. Whenever something is banned, they always formed another organization with some different name. So to get away with these legal sanctions and all. It's the first time that the U.S. officially has recognized a foreign hand. I wish they had done Pakistan. They had named Pakistan, shamed Pakistan for this Pahalgam attack, because every root of any terrorist activity in the world, not only in Bharat, it is across the globe. The roots are there in either some of these countries close to Pakistan or in Pakistan. That is what Pakistan needs to be shamed. And in the world, they should be segregated as a hub of terror. Then only they learn their lessons.
But Lieutenant General Chaturvedi sir, exactly what had happened as far as in the UN is concerned, if we go back around a month ago, right after the Pahalgam terror attack, India wanted to name and shame as far as on a global platform like the United Nations is concerned. When it comes to the mention of TRF, there was certain, as far as when it comes to obstacles that came in the way of India. Now, what happened in the United Nations completely seems to be different what is happening now with the US backing.
That's absolutely correct. There is a change of stance, and it's for better. It's in the word India stand tall, because we have been right through talking about TRF as a terror organization which needs to be brought in, and this is the first time that it has been done by the US. And UN, which had some hesitation, has also done that. I think is a very positive sign for our country. And terrorism will only go when it is recognized as terror, irrespective of any country. Each country in the world needs to condemn terrorism, act of terrorism, and the root cause of those terror activities must be also named. Then
Absolutely.
Only this will go.
Absolutely. It needs to be called out. It needs to be named. Thank you very much, Lieutenant General Chaturvedi, for joining in. What